Cavaliers has been brilliant in his year plus in a Cavs uniform. Jess Kersey, Scott Foster, Mark Davis, they'll officiate tonight. You settle back and enjoy it. We get you to the hoop all night long here on Fox Sports Ohio. Derek Harper looking at Kobe Bryant, who's being played by Wes Person. This is Glenn Rice. He'll step inside that triple line, find Shaquille O'Neal, who got the roll.
Wow, everybody had an open shot, it seemed, on that particular play as Kobe Bryant gave the ball up, actually for a three-point shot for Glenn Rice, and he made the extra pass for the easy bucket for Shaq.
Brevin Knight will bury that short jumper just inside the free throw stripe for the Cavaliers. Brevin outstanding the other night with his 19.9 assist performance in the win over Detroit. Here's Glenn Rice, the shooter out of Michigan. Shaquille O'Neal has an offensive board. Travis Knight to tee it up and knock it down.
He's not going to get too many shots. He's going to probably have to get his, much like Andrew DeClerc, off missed shots. But Travis Knight can hit that little 18-footer.
Shawn Kemp going to go to work early, rocking the rim as Brevin Knight broke everybody down.
Well, the Cavs always have to be alert defensively, as all teams do, but especially against the Lakers, because there's going to be so much double teaming. Here we go right there. And Wes Person was alert.
Yeah, stepped in the passing lane. Shaquille O'Neal never saw Person duck inside Travis Knight. Kemp going to take it on Kobe Bryant. Person clean look at the triple. Wes Person knocking out the long three for the Cavaliers.
Cavs will take that any time, but Shawn Kemp had a dunk situation against Kobe Bryant inside and gave it up for the extra pass and shot for Person.
We talked about that a lot this year. The selflessness of Shawn Kemp. Derek Harper trying to triple. Shaquille O'Neal had an offensive board. But we're going to go the other way as rookie Mark Davis, the official over there, got a push-off on Travis Knight.
Travis Knight and Andrew DeClerc kind of similar in their games as far as scrapping on the offensive boards. Both were teammates last year for Rick Pitino with the Boston Celtics.
Cavaliers by 3 and with the basketball. Wes Person running off the curl. Wes Person has the gun blazing early on the knockdown of the short jumper.
And so far the execution by the Cavs very sharp.
The double came, help for Andrew DeClerc. Knight from the baseline to drop that jumper. Travis Knight, Matty, might be the guy that gets the open looks off the Cavaliers doubles.
Well, I think the Cavaliers would be very happy if it's Travis Knight taking jumpers from the perimeter all night long. They're not going to be happy if he keeps making them, but there's just so many other ways for this Laker team to hurt you offensively. Obviously, Shaq inside with easy lay-ins and power dunks. You got Kobe's ability to break defenses down, and Glenn Rice, of course, who can shoot the ball extremely well.
Shawn Kemp's got a face-up jumper that's right there. The Cavaliers have started out 5 for 5 from the floor. Kemp and Person have each hit their first 2 shots. Cavaliers by 5 at 11-6. Derek Harper, that 16-year man. Matt and I talked about him in Cavs Countdown tonight. And the presence that he brings. O'Neal wants that high lob, and Shaq is going to take it down with some emphasis and power.
Andrew Clark tried to front in that situation. You don't really want to do that, but Shaq was so deep in the lane that he had to get around on him, and that's one of those situations where you'd like to foul Shaquille to make him earn him at the free throw line. But once he's in that lay-in mode or power dunk mode, it's too late. You're not going to be. It's going to be a three-point play opportunity at that point, so you might as well just let him go. It's the guys that have to foul Shaq generally, not the man guarding him, but like a big guard, a small forward, come down and get a little leverage where you can stick your arm in there and grab his arm to knock it loose and at least prevent him from making a layup.
Now on the other side, Travis Knight with 2 quick personal fouls. So he's trying to deal with Shawn Kemp at the Lakers defensive end. Shawn has manhandled him. So J.R. Reed's going to check in. Reed, who came over in the Glenn Rice deal from the Charlotte Hornets. Andrew DeClerc got the front of the iron, and he and Shawn Kemp both have an offensive board, and Shawn's going to finish off glass.
Amongst the trees in there, Shawn Kemp just out-muscling everybody. Minnesota Timberwolves the other night had 28 offensive rebounds against the Lakers, 18 of them in the first half. Now, the Timberwolves are the best offensive rebounding team in the league, averaging 17 a game. 28's unbelievable.
Glenn Rice will come up a little bit shy on his triple try. Cedric Henderson has a Cavalier board. You get your Mike Fratello asking the Cavaliers to push it. Kemp on that block on the left side with O'Neal playing him. The handoff, foul set. Henderson, who went glass to finish.
Terrific movement off the ball by Henderson, and good patience by Kemp to wait and dish. And that time Shaquille O'Neal did a good job getting back defensively, which if he ever does that, this Laker team will be unbelievable.
Kobe Bryant will stick his first jumper of the night. You hear the oohs and ahs for the young one out of Lower Merion High School. Kobe Bryant in his 3rd NBA season. Person's going to look at a 3 and knock it out. Oh, Wes Person has the gun out of the holster and blazing tonight. Cavaliers have hit 8 of their first 9 field goal opportunities here tonight and lead it by 8. Only 4.5 minutes into it. O'Neal with muscle, and it rattled on him. Brevin Knight looking to push. Person, why not? Went back iron with that real deep 3. Kobe Bryant in a post up against Wes Person, but Shawn Kemp slid over to help. This is J.R. Reed now being played by Shawn Kemp. Reed's going to come up firing. Andrew DeClerc will pick off a Cavalier defensive board.
It looks like the Lakers are making a conscious effort to get other people involved offensively.
After Brevin Knight couldn't put it down on the slash to the hoop, Andrew DeClerc's going to get hit for going over the back. This sellout throng real appreciative of Shawn Kemp and the rest of the Cavaliers. Outstanding work coming out of the blocks. Cavs by 8. 64 points per game between that terrific trio.
And I think it's one of the reasons why, since Kurt Rambis has taken over, and I'm sure Del Harris did it as well, they want to get the other players involved too. They're doing a lot of the dirty work. They want to get them some shots to keep them involved at both ends of the floor.
J.R. Reed using muscle to back down, and Scott Foster, the official on the far sideline, said Reed walked, turnover, LA Lakers. All of us Fox Sports Ohio, I'd like to say a very special hello to all of you viewers watching us tonight on TCI cable in the city of Kent. Golden Flashes were outstanding this year in Ravenna, and WCTV in Wadsworth. Welcome to all of you to our Fox Sports Ohio Cavalier family. Cavaliers just very strong out of the gate here early to lead it by 8. And not halfway through this first quarter yet. Brevin Knight got denied by Shaquille O'Neal. Shawn Kemp kept it alive. Shot clock at 3. Short jumper from Knight curled out into the hands of Shaq, who's going to start the run out. Harper crossed over, found Glenn Rice, who floated home.
That was just a good defensive sequence by Shaquille O'Neal to block the first shot by Brevin Knight, and then just jabbed at him on the second one, and then to start the fast break and then follow up and run on the break.
First deuce for Glenn Rice, who lit the Cavaliers up for 22 a game last year as a Charlotte Hornet. Well, Shawn Kemp didn't have much space to operate. And that's going to be a 3-second call. Jess Kersey said Shawn Kemp was in there too long.
Well, actually, even if you're out of bounds underneath the basket and still along the lane area there, that's counted as being in the lane for 3 seconds.
Matty, what do you attribute other than just the obvious, the hot shooting, this Cavalier quick start to?
Well, I think they're pumped up. I think sellout crowd, great team like the Lakers coming in. You better be on your game.
Makes a difference, doesn't it?
Sure does. Gets the blood flowing.
Cavaliers, as I said, always play well against premier competition. That's a tough matchup for Andrew DeClerc. Shaquille just used that 315-pound frame to pack him down.
And the double team not coming big enough or hard enough. A lot of times it's going to be Cedric Henderson coming to double team a lot.
Andrew DeClerc got in a crowd, lost his footing, and had the basketball slide away from him. Derek Fisher's on the floor for the Lakers, and Fisher's going to finish with the right hand off the Glenn Rice assist.
Yeah, you know this Laker team is going to be very tough in the half court. If they ever get their defense going where they can get out and run and get their share of fast breaks, well, that's trouble. There's a lot of things to try to stop there.
Lakers on a 6-0 run. Shawn Kemp will whirl from the baseline, left it flat. Lakers can tie, maybe take the lead in this possession. Derek Fisher now operating with Kobe Bryant in that backcourt, as we talked about in the pregame tonight. Derek Fisher was expected to be the starter, but Derek Harper came in and won the job. Shaquille O'Neal, that's the easy throw down from Shaq as he found himself standing all alone.
Shaq almost didn't want to take it. Shaq's hurting right now too as he's getting back. Something is bothering him. He's been having problem with his knee. He's in some discomfort right now.
The Cavs have seen the LA Lakers run off an 8-0 blitz on them to tie it at 18 apiece, and Shaquille O'Neal, as my partner pointed out.
There's Shaq posting up and then going away, and he's going to be so wide open on the catch and the easy dunk. He kind of hesitated as he went up to dunk the ball here, and then kind of came down funny. Don't know if it's his abdomen, his knee, or some other part.
And Shaq is back on the floor in the middle. Playing that high pick from Andrew DeClerc. Cedric Henderson from the baseline. Drain the jumper with that shot clock running out. Cedric with a quick 4. Of course, coming off the very nice 22-point effort in the win over Chicago. Followed that up with 9 more against Detroit on Tuesday. O'Neal will pass out of the double. Len Rice to raise up. Andrew DeClerc to scrape off his 3rd Cavalier rebound. Brevin Knight is pushing. Ced Henderson. Cedric missed that badly over the rim. This is Kobe Bryant dancing along that baseline. DeClerc hustling out near the sideline to slap it away. We got a couple of substitutions as you look at Andrew DeClerc. Bobby Sura to check in. Sura to replace Brevin Knight. Bobby at 6'5", 4th year out of Florida State, averaging 4.7 per night. And for the LA Lakers, Shawn Rooks checking in. Rooks, big body. One of the backups now without Eldon Campbell and, of course, Corey Blunt now as a Cavalier. Rooks getting more playing time.
And right now with Shaquille O'Neal and Glenn Rice out there, this is when the Lakers usually go to Kobe Bryant and let him create.
Bryant wants it down to the baseline and a post up. That sweet jumper floats down over Wes Person.
Good idea to try to front him, keep the ball out of his hands. Be a good idea to try to deny him the ball as much as possible while Shaq and Rice are on the bench.
Rick Fox on the floor checking Cedric Henderson. Cavaliers running with Sura in person in the backcourt with Shawn Kemp, Andrew DeClerc, and Ced Henderson. Shawn Kemp, tough run through the paint and got it to drop.
Strong move, tough shot. Got to go to the basket without the big fella there. Shawn Rooks is a big body, but nowhere near the presence of Shaquille O'Neal.
Shawn Kemp 4 of 6 from the floor. First quarter, he has 8. Rick Fox teeing up that long 3 in his first touch of the night.
Well, he's had a terrible month of March. Finished the month with a great game against Houston of the month of February, but he has just been ice cold all March.
Now Andrew DeClerc showed it on Shawn Rooks with a drop step. DeClerc misfiring in tight. Derek Fisher now operating the Kurt Rambis LA Laker offense. Shawn Rooks lowering that shoulder, backing his way down. Shawn Kemp to pick off the Rooks misfire. We're going inside 2 minutes now with the Cavaliers on top by 2. Bob Sura operating against Derek Fisher. Cavaliers in a 1-4 stack. Bryant got out on top of Wes Person. Cedric Henderson with a jump stop in the paint and got it to fall.
After that last jump shot by Cedric Henderson, good idea to go to the basket once again. Even though J.R. Reed, Shawn Rooks, big tough bodies in there, they're not going to block your shots.
Derek Fisher working off the Shawn Rooks pick. Well, look at Bob Sura stay in his shirt. Rooks wanted to reverse. Andrew DeClerc made him reverse. Cavaliers back to it. Bob Sura had it stripped away. Cavaliers turn it over. A chance to extend that lead. LA can slice into it a little bit as we're going to come to the 1-minute mark here in quarter number 1. Rooks, what ugly looking shot. And Andrew DeClerc's going to run it down. 5 first quarter boards for Andrew DeClerc. He had 9 first quarter rebounds, 1 off the gun arena record against Detroit.
And once again, he is tired, and rightfully so, banging on the big body of Shaquille O'Neal early and working extremely hard at the defensive end.
Wes Person gave Shawn Kemp a look, and the Rain Man says, let me drop this short jumper. Shawn Kemp with 10 first quarter points. Cavaliers lead it by 6. Kobe Bryant to raise up, just barely grazed the iron.
There's a 2-for-1 situation. Bryant just a young man, 3rd year in the league, but realizing that, knows that that is the time to take the quick shot. So you hope to give the Cavs 1 shot here, get the ball again for the last possession.
Bob Sura will come at it now. Shot clock at 6. Cedric Henderson to triple, and it crawl across the iron. And LA will use it all here with 4 seconds left in the first quarter. Kobe Bryant found Rick Fox. Does he beat the buzzer? Yeah, he does, and it goes baseline left. Oh, the Cavaliers with a dazzling 57% shooting performance in the first quarter. Shawn, Kemp, too big and strong around the rim. Wes Person was delivering the triples. Shaquille O'Neal showed his dominance. Cavaliers
Last year, as he was the one Cavalier who came right out of the chute ready to play, he lifted his game tremendously.
Cavaliers with it. Shawn Kemp getting a respite to start the second quarter. Derek Anderson on the floor. Cavaliers at that 57%. LA not bad at 50. Danny Ferry will misfire, but look at the lively legs of Bob Sura to keep it alive with an offensive board.
Yeah, the one lax part of the Lakers game that we've seen so far, and it has been bothering this season, is giving up second shots.
Danny Ferry will triple from that right baseline in front of the Cavalier bench. Bob Sura's offensive board turned into the quick hit for the Cavs.
And this is when you wonder sometimes where the Cavaliers offense is going to come from when Shawn Kemp is getting a breather.
Danny Ferry with a couple of quick shots in the rhythm of the Cavalier offense. Kobe Bryant's jumper never got to just the side of the iron.
Kobe's down with a sore ankle. May have turned his ankle when he hit the floor after that jump shot.
And Derek Fisher came out very wisely to grab Bob Sura as they saw that Kobe Bryant was in trouble down there on that far sideline. So Kobe Bryant going to try to hobble over to the LA Laker bench here. He'll come out. Robert Horry checks in. And the Cleveland John Hay High School product, Ruben Patterson, also getting the call. Patterson in his rookie NBA season, the Laker draft choice out of the University of Cincinnati, but a high school legend here in the playgrounds of Cleveland. So Mike Fratello right now, Cedric Henderson will come and get his first rest of the night. Johnny Newman, the 13-year pro out of Richmond, is in. So check it, Matt. It's Bob Sura, Derek Anderson, Corey Blunt, Danny Ferry, and right now Johnny Newman. Well, that paint just opened up like the well, we'll call it the purple sea since the Lakers are in, and Bob Sura took advantage.
Well, that high pick by Corey Blunt, Shaquille O'Neal just stayed out of there, never showed up in the lane, and nobody back there to help out defensively for Los Angeles.
Cavaliers on a 10-2 run. Rick Fox got held as he tried to make his move toward that glass, and Bob Sura going to be the guilty Cavalier party.
Cavalier foul number 3, Bob Sura, his first, team first. Rick Fox shooting 2.
Matty, this Laker ball club, Rick Fox was playing very well, and then Dennis Rodman comes in, and of course my sources, by the way, tell me that it's no longer Las Vegas for Dennis Rodman. He's now been spotted in Cancun having fun in the sun in Mexico.
Well, I read the paper today where Shaq said, you know, LA is a very gossipy town. Are you caught up in the gossip of Cleveland?
Well, why not? You know, there's Mary Mary here in the city of Cleveland, a newspaper columnist that tries to keep abreast of that. So maybe we'll help Mary out a little bit. Cavaliers by 8 after Rick Fox was only able to split the pair. Of Bob Sura in trouble, but somehow found Corey Blunt. Blunt playing against his ex-ball club. Derek Anderson to beat that shot clock. Sticks the long 3.
That set play works every time.
Just like Mike Fratello drew it up. Bob Sura in his feisty, combative best tonight here in the early going, and his early call off the Cavalier bench. Sura just had a partial denial, but the basketball wound up in the hands of Shaq, who delivered, and one coming on the Cavalier foul. As we head to this timeout, let's take a look at Derek Anderson with that shot clock running down to squeeze the trigger on the 3. The Cavaliers lead by 9. Wrong out of the shoot tonight again.
Well, Shaq at the free throw line at 55%. You always want to make sure you block out, and in case one of those things comes off real hard, don't want to give a second shot opportunity. But Shaq drilled that first one, the line drive.
What's Shaq at this year, Matt? 55% from the line. That's about where he has been, give or take a percentage point. Bob Sura continuing his attacking approach here tonight on both ends. He'll get to the free throw line as Fox put a hit on Sura.
Well, just about every team that has a pick and roll game, which means that every team in the NBA, they're going to try to involve Shaquille O'Neal in it as much as possible, as far away from the basket as possible, because Shaq, quite frankly, doesn't move his feet very well in defending pick and roll. So it really puts the whole Laker defense in jeopardy. And once you get a little crease to the basket, as Bobby Sura can do from the top of the key, it's a good play.
Bob Sura with a couple of hits from the line. He has 4. And playing very solidly off the Cavalier bench. You mentioned the pick and roll. They don't handle Utah's pick and roll real well. A lot of teams don't. As we talk that a little bit more as the Lakers come to work and turn it over. Derek Anderson in a hurry to the offensive end. Anderson. Derek coming back after the knee contusion. Forced him to miss the other night. Bob Sura is going right back to the line. Why hasn't this LA ball club, Matt Gukas, been able to adapt and handle the pick and roll like many of the naysayers say they should be able to if they're going to overcome Utah?
Well, it was interesting. Kurt Rambis said the other day that he had the tape done of all of the Chicago Bulls defense against the Utah Jazz pick and roll during the finals last year, and he said they didn't defend it very well either. Johnny threw the eraser too, you know, making the point that nobody defends pick and roll particularly well, but it's hard for big men. We see Andrew DeClercq, who's a big guy but a very quick guy. He defends it almost excellently as he shows and then gets back to his man. It's very difficult for Shaq at his size to stay low, defend the pick and roll, and then get back in and find his man.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant with an extra tape job. He's back on the floor after Bob Sura split the pair. Corey Blunt trying to anticipate and hedge a little bit on his former teammate. Stepped in the passing lane but got caught for a personal foul.
It looked like a good defensive play by Corey Blunt here as Shaq coming across the lane. I don't know where there was contact there. If there was any, Shaq didn't feel it.
Looked like fairly nice anticipation from Corey Blunt. Well, Blunt, who has been in this position banging his body with Shaquille O'Neal on the practice floor for the last 3 years in LA. The swing found Kobe Bryant. His triple try, a little bit short. Oh, but a monstrous putback throwdown from Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, I guess it goes without saying, you try to get your body on Shaq, keep him off that offensive glass. Saying it and doing it are totally different things.
Not too many want the assignment or are real enamored with it. Nice look from Derek Anderson to Corey Blunt, who crushed it with 2 hands.
And this particular group out on the floor for the Cavaliers right now doing a great job of penetrating and creating.
A run to the rim from Robert Horry, and that's going to be an offensive foul on the charge. Corey Blunt moving his feet and taking the charge.
Well, he made up for losing Shaq on this particular play. Never really did make body contact. As once Shaq gets that kind of space, look out. But then Corey Blunt at the other end making himself available after Shaq tried to help out defensively. And then a good job of taking the charge on the last play.
Cavaliers lead is 11. Danny Ferry now isolated against Kobe Bryant. Ferry going to back Bryant down. Kobe got a piece of it. Now Shaquille O'Neal will start Bryant away. On the dead sprint found Glenn Rice, who put it up way too strong. Rice, who has only played 3 basketball games this year, never suited up for the Charlotte Hornets off that elbow surgery.
Not used to shooting layups. He likes to shoot the 3.
That's probably very accurate
on the break
when you come to Glenn Rice. Johnny Newman not able to triple for the Cavaliers. Kobe Bryant on the pull and gun. Shaquille O'Neal had an offensive board in his hands until Danny Ferry bought him out of the way. Now, how could Danny Ferry foul Shaquille O'Neal when both of those body types are going up on the glass?
Well, definitely Shaq had the inside position there. Danny Ferry is going to be on his back, and let's see. There was contact there ever so slightly. Shaq just moved out of the way. But I see a very frisky Shaq tonight, doing a good job getting back on defense, and when he does get rebounds or the loose ball, he's starting the fast break and following it up.
And now Shawn Kemp is back, and he is playing Shaquille O'Neal. The double came. Shot clock will check inside to 8. Rice put it on the deck. Glenn Rice doesn't look fluid, and obviously we just said it, Matty. This is only his 4th basketball game of the year after missing. Well, he hadn't played since last April until he showed up in LA.
And he had arthroscopic surgery right as training camp started after the lockout on his elbow. Of course, that doesn't prevent you from running, but of course it doesn't necessarily get you in basketball shape either.
Shot clock comes to 3 now. O'Neal with a baseline fade, left it short. Cavaliers want to push. I know you can hear Mike Fratello every time the Cavaliers have the opportunity. He wants the up-tempo movement. Johnny Newman. Derek Anderson had to rock the rack off the baseline.
Now that time Shaq was very slow getting back on defense after the missed jumper. And the Cavs take advantage of it. There's a lot of opportunities when he's slow getting back. It's tough for those other 4 players to cover up.
Sellout throng at 20,562 on their feet here at the Garden after the Derek Anderson punch on the baseline. Cavaliers lead it by 13. That's worth another look. Ice find from Newman. Derek Anderson, the deliverance. Cavaliers lead it second quarter. Customers come first and save the most. Derek Harper's back on the floor. Cavaliers 15 points off the bench. They've all come in this second quarter of play as the Cavs have gotten terrific production off the bench. Glenn Rice to load it up. He took a bang over there as Johnny Newman was trying to close out on him, and Rice is going to go to the line. He was striding that 3-point arc, so he'll shoot a couple of free throws.
On Johnny Newman, his first.
Well, the Cavs outscored the Lakers 13-6 while Shawn Kemp got that breather. And as I said, when he went to the bench, you always wonder sometimes where you're going to get your scoring opportunity, especially since Shawn had it going in that first quarter. We said it the other night against Detroit, and Brevin Knight came up huge, and Shawn Kemp had to sit on the bench with some foul problems. And that does a world of good to build confidence in everybody else, that they just don't have to rely on Shawn Kemp.
I think Glenn Rice likes the shooting possibilities here at Gundarini. You saw it a moment ago. He's always shot it so well here as he hits a couple of free throws. He was a third-team All-NBA performer last year in a Charlotte Hornet uniform. I don't know, Matty. I think some would say arguably the most classic deep stroke in this league when he's right healthy.
And he's not there yet.
Shawn Kemp had to rotate it up top after he was doubled. Shot clock at 4. Derek Anderson with a spectacular move. Wow. The acrobatics and the high wire act of Derek Anderson. That brought 20,000 plus and you and I to our feet here courtside.
Against Kobe Bryant, of all people. Terrific spin move, and then having to jump and duck between the 2 defenders and kiss it off the glass perfectly. Outstanding move by Derek Anderson.
Might as well go ahead and say it without question. That was Jordan-esque. Of course, Derek with the number 23 at his back. He loves this type of basketball. He's not bashful about talking about it, Matty. That's his style of game, and he loves to get everybody juiced up with moves like we just saw.
And Glenn Rice just gave him 5 on it. Said, yeah, that was good. That was good. If Michael Jordan were watching, he'd say, yeah, that was good.
It'll rank among. Don't want to put a number on it where, but maybe top 10 in Anderson's career. We'll ask Derek about it later. Andrew DeClerc back, and he got hit with an offensive foul. Robbie Rory with a little bit of Hollywood in him there, but Andrew got very indecisive as he looked for a move.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of little nudges, a little touches that are called.
Now DeClerc will look to play Shaquille O'Neal again. Rice going to work baseline, put it down off the glass. +1 coming from the line. Scott Foster making that call on Andrew DeClerc, and that is 3 on DeClerc.
And during the live action, this looks like a very bad call. It looks like DeClerc is there, and he is, and it has really nothing to do with that dotted line. When you're defending along the baseline there, and even though he was outside that dotted line, the restricted area, but even if he was in it, if he's there in time and still, and it appeared he was, that should have been a charge.
Kind of looked that way, but certainly not the case as Glenn Rice now with a total of 7. Finishing off the 3-point opportunity. The Cavalier lead is 9. DeClerc with 3 personal fouls. Kemp going to take it through the paint and throw it away. Shawn got indecisive there and made the bad pass. Letting Rice on the float all the way to the rim.
Now, Shawn got himself in trouble by trying to jump in the air and then decide to pass. Just about every player will have a problem with that. Shawn's a little upset that Johnny Newman didn't make himself more available to help him out.
Cavaliers have their lead sliced down to 7 when we get back.
For the Cavaliers.
So that's why we come back prematurely from what we thought was going to be a full timeout. Mike Fratello is going to get Revan Knight back in to replace Bob Surras, and Bob Surra receiving the applause for a very productive stint on the floor off the Cavs bench.
Bobby did an outstanding job. Anytime he can get that ball in the middle of the floor and he senses some driving lanes there, he's usually very effective.
Revan Knight returning, operating with his cohort in the backcourt. This is Derek Anderson. Derek's feeling it tonight, filling up the jumper. Derek Anderson now with 9 second quarter points. And that last field goal before the jumper went down of the absolutely amazing variety. And Corey Blunt just got whistled for the personal foul. Matt, I think Mike Fratello maybe anticipated today. He started Shaquille O'Neal against Corey Blunt. And now Derek Anderson's been hit with a technical foul. But the thought was you're going to use up fouls between DeClercq and Blunt trying to play Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, no question. And other players as well. I think you could see the quizzical look on the face of Mike Fratello trying to figure out why Derek Anderson got a technical foul. You know, Derek is one of the few players in the NBA who rarely gets into any kind of whining or moaning or complaining to officials in a demonstrative way. And of course, we're watching the floor. We didn't see, nobody saw anything, and Derek doesn't know why he got called for a technical. We'll try to sort it out when we ask the officials. But the two young referees just having a devil of a time right now.
I think that quizzical expression on Mike Fratello's face pretty much denotes everything that's been going on as far as the whistles have gone, at least in his mind. So after Kobe Bryant hit the technical foul that was levied on Derek Anderson, Derek Harper back to the free throw stripe, and he'll hit a couple of free throws, and all of a sudden the Lakers are back within 6. Revan Knight in a big hurry. Derek Harper bodied him all the way in and then finally picked it off. Shawn Kemp playing like a free safety, and Revan Knight will save. We're going to go inside the 4-minute mark on this trip to the offensive end. Corey Blunt with Shawn Kemp and Seth Henderson on the front line with Revan Knight and Wes Person. 5 Mike Fratello has on the floor right now. Jess Kersey. Jess Kersey telling the 16-year veteran Derek Harper, don't say anything to me. I'm tired of hearing it.
I've seen that look on Jess Kersey's face many times. I've heard that speech. But what's happening right now, Jess is the veteran official, obviously, and both teams upset right now with what the two young officials are calling out there. And nobody wants to talk to the... Here's another one. And these are like phantom technicals. Nobody...
What did Mark Davis just call? He called a technical foul on Shawn Kemp. Kemp was standing on the block on the free throw line.
Well, we're missing a lot of things out of the floor because I still haven't. I never saw what Derek Anderson did. There's no way of telling what Shawn Kemp did. It doesn't look like anybody is saying anything. But Mark Davis, the rookie official, is obviously hearing and seeing some things.
Scott Foster, a young official in this league. Mark Davis, first-year official, trying to take matters into their own hands apparently tonight. Corey Blunt will step back and hit his second free throw toss. Corey Blunt now with 4. Now they can't figure out how many free throws that Blunt has shot. Shawn Kemp's trying to buy another one. Why not? At this point, the way the technicals have come, you might as well ask for another one. And let's see if order gets restored here a little bit. Glenn Rice will set up a triple and bury it.
It'll be interesting to see how all of this carping with the referees affects both clubs right now, as the Cavaliers have been cruising along nicely, and Lakers starting to get a little life from this.
Cavaliers with 21 second quarter points, every one of them from players off the bench who did not start this one tonight for Mike Patella. Cavaliers will come back with 9 on the shot clock. Cavs only shot 33% in that win over the Detroit Pistons the other night, but how are they blazing tonight at over 60% from the floor? Wes Person had a hot hand early. This is Corey Blunt, who got denied by Shaquille O'Neal, and that's a 24-second violation on the Cavaliers. The Lakers, who are down as many as 13, have now sliced into this Cavalier advantage. Kobe Bryant on the attack. This is Glenn Rice, not able to triple. Basketball wound up in the hands of Robert Horry, who missed the short chippy. Wes Person thought about the 3 until Bryant got out to play him.
Once again, Shaq really had to work hard to get back defensively that time, was working on the offensive glass, had Shawn Kemp ahead of him, and got back just in time.
Kemp wants it against Shaquille O'Neal. The double king. Brevin Knight from the free throw line, left it short. Cedric Henderson with a spectacular putback. Ced Henderson with 8. O'Neal wheeling. Kemp got his body there, but Shaq got an offensive board and jump hooked it into the hole.
And that's really all Shawn Kemp can do, is hold his body there, and then if Shaq gets that back, he's got to hope that a teammate comes down and can foul Shaq before he's in the act of, or really in the act of laying it in.
Shaquille O'Neal was 16 here in the first half. He leads everybody. Inside 2 minutes now, Cavaliers by 5. Kemp muscles on O'Neal, and Shawn is going to get to the line. Hey, Shawn Kemp doesn't give up a lot of power to many in this game. Shaquille O'Neal would be one of them, but Shawn made sure he cleared some space. He'll be at the line when we come back, as we look at Cedric Henderson going out with the outstanding putback. Of course, won last year in his first year here in the Eastern Conference with the Cavaliers. Shawn has been a man that has found his way to the free throw stripe this year, Matt. It's about 10 free throw attempts per night.
But they have been tailing off the last 3 or 4 games. They're his first 2 tonight, and he has been working inside, taking the ball to the basket.
Shawn Kemp will split the pair. He has 11 now. We have 1:45 left in this first half. The Cavalier lead is 6. Kobe Bryant looking at O'Neal. Shawn Kemp having to play Shaquille O'Neal right now. Off the hands of J.R. Reed, not a bounds. Turnover, LA Lakers.
And it was a good pass by Shaq. He's a little frustrated that Reed did not gobble that one up. Keep in mind, J.R. Reed's only been here for a few games as well, so timing a little bit off. And actually, the easier pass to handle there would have been a bounce pass.
Brevin Knight to try to get the Cavaliers into things in the half court. Cedric Henderson front-rimmed his jumper. Glenn Rice will leak out, and Cedric Henderson took it out of midair, but just Kersey said, you better put that in the book on the goaltend of Ced Henderson. Give it to Rice.
It did look like a good block in live action by Cedric Henderson there. Yeah, easily going up just out of the hands of Glenn Rice. What an outlet pass by Shaquille O'Neal, however.
And the crowd reacting here at the gun. Henderson looked to have the clean rejection of Rice. Kemp got to the dotted line. Danny Ferrier loaded up. Lakers could cut this Cavalier lead down to 2, maybe down to 1 now, as he hit 50 seconds left in the first half. On the repost to O'Neal. The jump hook won't stay down. And Ferry's got a Cavalier board. Cavs can get 2 for 1 if they hurry.
A little confusion there on Shaq's part, as the Cavaliers didn't come and double team. He gave the ball back out, wisely reestablished his post position, but you got to mix it up on the big guy.
Brevin Knight goes back heel with his deep jumper. And the Lakers now can just about use it all. Not quite. And about a 2-second differential here as we wind it down in the second quarter. And Kurt Rambis going to get a 20-second timeout to talk about it. Next time we get together with you.
Fitness too, which makes it very scary.
The man of steel, as is emblazoned on his right bicep, or left bicep, maybe both of them. O'Neal wanted that high lob from Kobe Bryant. 6 seconds left. Brevin Knight now's got to hurry. Personal trigger the three and bury it. And then is a push off on Kobe Bryant as he cleared Seth Henderson away. Jess Kersey right there to take a look at it in full view.
Well, we've seen crazy things happen at the end of quarters, the end of halves. Brevin Knight was just walking the ball up the floor. He had to be kind of warned by his bench to push the ball up the floor to get that three for Wes Person. And then a foolish foul by Kobe Bryant.
Cavs with 2.7. Cedric Henderson front rim on his three. And that's going to end 24 minutes of very entertaining basketball. 20,562 on their feet at the gun. What did they see in the first half? Derek Anderson scorching, Shaquille O'Neal with muscle, and Derek Anderson getting jiggy with it. And some love from Glenn Rice. Cavaliers by 7. Better than half of the time he touched the basketball in that low post.
And a big part of that double team was the fact that the Lakers really didn't hurt it with perimeter shooting. So why not keep doubling?
A whistle down on the baseline as Kobe Bryant's trying to fight through a pick that Shawn Kemp was setting. And that's going to be Bryant on the personal foul.
Kobe Bryant picked. Oh, it wasn't Bryant.
They got O'Neal instead.
On Shaq. Yeah, Kobe picked up a very foolish foul at the end of the first quarter. Cavs couldn't capitalize on it. And Kobe had a very quiet offensive first half. Look for him to start looking for his offense.
Shawn Kemp from real deep to raise up. And Travis Knight, who only played a couple of minutes in the first half because of 2 quick fouls. Back on the floor to start this third quarter. Derek Harper with Kobe Bryant, Len Rice, Travis Knight, and this man, Shaquille O'Neal. On the repost, O'Neal's got it back, but never saw Wes Person. Now the Cavaliers are going to push out. Person to squeeze the trigger. Wes hit a big three near the end of the first half, and Jess Kersey said Cedric Henderson jostled with Travis Knight, who touched it last. Stay at the Cavaliers end.
Well, once again, going back to the defensive end, Cavaliers effectively double teaming Shaquille O'Neal. Got the ball out of his hands, recovered. They got it back into Shaq again. Very alert backside defense by Wes Person.
Maybe the most impressive thing, no match for the Cavs in the first half. Obviously, they shoot the 53%, but the first 21 points in the second quarter put up by the Cavalier bench as Shawn Kemp very feathery with that jumper over Shaquille O'Neal. So the bench was extremely productive when Mike Fratello went to it.
Yeah, Bobby Sura, Derek Anderson in particular, very aggressive offensively and taking the ball to the basket.
Shawn Kemp with 13. This is Kobe Bryant on that fadeaway jumper that he fills up. 7 for Kobe Bryant, but it's so feathery when he gets into a flow.
He's just got so much talent. That's a very difficult shot that he made look very easy.
Seth Henderson with a terrific bounce pass that found Andrew DeClercq attacking the rim.
Well, there should be a lot of scoring opportunity. Not that Andrew's going to score a lot of points because Shaquille O'Neal isn't going to pay any attention to him. He's going to look to help out defensively as much as possible. Andrew will have some openings in there.
Cavaliers left Glenn Rice, who missed the short jumper. Look out. Look out. Shaquille O'Neal with a monstrous throwdown.
You know, once Shaq is in that mode, Shawn Kemp was actually trying to foul him there because he didn't want to get dunked on. You can understand that. But really, he did hit him, but it's way too late. As Shaq, the bull in the China shop, was trying to bust out of there. Almost knocked Andrew DeClercq down.
Shaquille O'Neal now with 18 and some more thunder at the offensive end. Shaq's had 3 of those crushing throwdowns. Travis Knight's just going to get whistled for his 3rd personal foul. Andrew DeClercq had backed Knight up almost under the rim to receive that bounce pass.
I'm sure those two had their battles in those Boston Celtic practices.
Yeah. As we look at Andrew DeClercq and Travis Knight, you're right, they both played for Rick Pitino. And watching last night the Boston Celtics and the LA Clippers, Rick Pitino was speaking volumes after the game about both Andrew DeClercq and the newly acquired for him Vitaly Potapenko that we'll get into. DeClercq going to back down again and throw the jump hook in the hole. Bottom line, as Rick Pitino said, I struggled with giving away Andrew DeClercq. I love him. He's my type of player.
Well, he's a coach's type player. He does not have a world of talent, but he's going to do everything you ask of him out on the floor every day at practice. And he's going to just hustle his head off.
Now he's trying to bang with Shaquille O'Neal. Travis Knight lost to Derek Harper to sight up the three. O'Neal got held by Cedric Henderson. Good foul on Sed because he was going to crush it again.
No, that's really the kind of foul you got to commit. Cedric goes over to Shaq and they so no harm foul. But really, Andrew DeClercq can't really commit this foul from behind at the end of the play because again Shaq would just lay it in. But Cedric Henderson is the type of player that coming down can get some leverage there and reach in around the arm and grab on where you're not going to get killed.
Shaq 3 for 4 from the line tonight, make it 4 for 5. So O'Neal shooting him well. He's got 20 points to go along with those 12 boards. So yeah, another double-double for Shaq. I believe we saw the 19th double-double of the year. Shaq missed a few games with the Lakers in the early part of the season. Shawn Kemp being played by O'Neal. There's that face-up jumper that's clean for Brevin Knight and pure.
And Brevin was in rhythm, ready to catch and shoot. He knew he was going to shoot that as the ball was on its way.
I thought you made a terrific point the other night. He's got to keep shooting it. It's not about whether it's going to go down, but if it's not going down one night, doesn't mean he can shy away from it.
And make it a coach's decision. If you miss too many, he'll tell you when to come sit on the bench or when not to take it. But you got to keep taking it.
Glenn Rice passed up the triple. Kobe Bryant came up with some loose change, couldn't throw it in the hole, and Scott Foster has Kobe Bryant on a loose ball foul, pushing off on Brevin Knight. 3 on Kobe Bryant.
See Kobe reach in and push quite a bit from behind, hustling in there for the loose rebound. But there he was just over the back of little Brevin Knight.
Can't imagine Kurt Rambis 2 plays with Glenn Rice, one of the best in the game, passing up that clean look 3 to go down inside to Travis Knight.
Oh, that's another one. Although we saw it coming out in the shoot, first play of the game, it looked like Glenn Rice had an open shot. It wasn't a 3, but passed it up for an easier shot inside.
Seth Henderson from the baseline and a crawl across the iron. Look at Shawn Kemp, real lively. O'Neal got a piece, but Shaq got a piece of Shawn Kemp. Well, Shawn's going to the line. That kind of looked like vintage Rain Man Seattle days as he flew in to grab this offensive board.
I think you're talking about the explosion that you used to see from Shawn Kemp to get up and get that rebound. Now jumping in the air, he had to feel something big behind him and knew he had to do a little double clutch there. Shaq didn't think he touched him.
Shawn now look to split the pair. Shawn Kemp with 13 points on the night. Shawn averaging 20.5 and 9.5 boards per night this year. You know, Shawn did not get to play in the second game between the Cavs and the LA Lakers last year. Remember, he came off the bench in the Palace in Detroit the night before the Cavaliers were to play the LA Lakers in here and was suspended along with Sean L. Scott, so only played 1 game against LA last season. J.R. Reed off the bench and delivering the deep jumper.
Now J.R. Reed is going to help this team. He was having a terrific season for the lowly Charlotte Hornets, and of course he was getting lots of opportunities to put up some numbers, but he's a confident player coming over here to LA.
Shawn Kemp wheeling on J.R. Reed, and Shaquille O'Neal tied up Shawn Kemp, and we're going to jump it up in the offensive end of the Cavaliers. Is Shawn trying to let his teammates know where he wants them to be on the floor in this situation?
Well, right, he needs some spacing here, but he's also trying to create space where there is none, just between 2 big bodies there, in particular one.
Shawn Kemp snuck that tip away from Shaquille O'Neal. Quick jump from Shawn.
Definitely. Derek Harper started to talk to the referee, but I think both coaches told their teams don't talk to those 2 young referees.
Brevin Knight to bury another clean look face-up jumper. Brevin Knight had 2 looks standing all by himself and 2 knockdowns for the Cavaliers in this 3rd quarter.
Got a whistle.
J.R. Reed.
And we got a technical foul on J.R. Reed.
A technical foul number 11, J.R. Reed.
Let's count up the technicals tonight. Shawn Kemp, Andrew DeClercq, and now J.R. Reed.
Derek Anderson.
You're right, it was Anderson instead of DeClercq. Wes Person. You know, Wes, for all of his wonderful abilities to shoot the basketball from long distance, three-point range, Wes just a 55%er from the free throw line this year.
Well, he doesn't get to the line very often. That's a big problem with it, to get any kind of confidence or rhythm. But you're right, he does have a great stroke. But that's been historical in basketball. A lot of guys who can shoot the ball well from the perimeter. Something happens when they get to the foul line. Remember Otis Birdsong?
Yes.
Outstanding jump shooter.
O'Neal wheeling and going glass to make it look easy with that jump hook.
Well, it is easy when he catches the ball that tight to the lane, or even with those big feet in the lane. If you don't get there quickly enough, you better foul him or he's going to lay it in or dunk it.
Shaq with 22 now. Has a quick 6 here in the third quarter. DeClerc trying to set that high pick on Derek Harper, and Derek Harper just oh no, Harper reached around it, but Andrew DeClerc got hit for setting an illegal pick, so that's 4 on DeClerc. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor with it. 6:48 left in the third. Cavaliers lead the Lakers by 8. Tonight, 7 o'clock out of the MCI Center in the District of Columbia, right here on Fox Sports Ohio. Hasn't translated into a winning record, though, for the Washington Wizards with those 3 outstanding talents.
It's been a year of turmoil so far for the Wizards.
This is Shaquille O'Neal now being played by Shawn Kemp. Passes out of the double to Kobe Bryant. Bryant wanted to reverse. Kemp got a piece of it, and then Shawn's big body wouldn't let Bryant get any space.
Just held his ground, forced Bryant to take a tough shot.
Danny Ferry is back and misfired on his first jumper since coming off Mike Fratello's bench. Derek Fisher now with Kobe Bryant, J.R. Reed, Glenn Rice, and Shaquille O'Neal. Bryant going to go baseline. Big step on Wes Person. Beat him on that angle, and now is going to get to the free throw line.
Well, you can see Kobe Bryant trying to take things into his take matters into his own hands, driving hard to the goal the last 2 times. He's an excellent free throw shooter, so he's always looking for contact there. But this has been a problem for the Lakers sometimes, that he does go off on his own too much, especially when he's on the floor with Shaquille O'Neal, who should touch the ball inside, if not every possession, certainly every 2 out of 3.
Laker organization deemed it appropriate to move a very gifted big guard in this league, and Eddie Jones, to allow Kobe Bryant to basically have that position all by himself to go 40 minutes a night with.
And one of those gifts is defense, and you can see it missing for the Lakers so far tonight. We haven't really seen a strong push defensively by the Lakers to create some havoc, force some tough shots, and get out and run.
Danny Ferry standing all by himself and got the roll on that jumper. And the shooter's roll here at the gun for Danny Ferry. Ferry with 5. And he got a couple of starts after Vitaly Potapico was frightened, but now Mike Fratello decided to go bigger. There's that sweet Kobe Bryant crossover. Shawn Kemp will anticipate and steal. Wes Person running to the hole. Put it up and down off glass, and one more coming from the line.
Well, another ill-advised play by Kobe Bryant with the turnover, jumping in the air, really nobody to pass it to. Shaq a little upset. He doesn't even bother running back on defense, but the Cavs take advantage of the fast break opportunity and the chance for a 3-point play.
Wes Person now with 13 and looking for 14. Wes wanted me to say hello to his lovely mother, Mary Person. So Mary in Brantley, Alabama. We know Mary's probably deciding which way to go tonight on the satellite, watching her guys, Wes and Chuck, in action. Probably flipping around and seeing a little of both. But Mrs. Person, Wes and the family thinking about you up here in Cleveland. And your son, who wears number 1 for the Cavaliers, responding with a big night. Rick Fox now being checked by Cedric Henderson. With the shot clock at 5, this is Kobe Bryant baseline. Real tough fadeaway jumper, and Shawn Kemp kept Shaquille O'Neal off the glass, leading to a Cavalier push-out.
That time the Lakers didn't even want to give the ball to Kobe Bryant, knowing he was going to shoot it there. Started the play on the other side. It's one of those nights, Michael.
Brevin Knight going glass with his face-up jumper. I leaned into you, partner. I knew it needed a little body English as soon as it left his hand. O'Neal on Kemp and got the roll. Shaq with 8 here in the third. He's got 24.
And Shaq can't figure out why he can't get the basketball, because he knows he's capable of doing that on many occasions.
Brevin Knight with 3 jumpers that have gone down here in quarter number 3. Person looking for Ferry. Kemp wants it against Shaq. The rotation found Cedric Henderson. Shawn Kemp trying to keep it alive. Lakers down 11 and back to it. Rick Fox on the run. Cedric Henderson got a piece. Excellent defensive play by Henderson.
Order.
Wes Person will look at the 3 and leave it short. Person diving on the floor to try to keep it alive. That was close to an over and back. Kobe Bryant got fouled by Shawn Kemp. As we're going up and down right now, Kemp whistled with a personal foul.
Here's that terrific defensive play by Cedric Henderson from behind, knocking it loose, and Brevin Knight walks the tightrope along the baseline. As Kobe Bryant continues to play out of control at the Laker end, and I'm a little surprised that Kurt Rambis has stayed as long as he has with Kobe. Glenn Rice waits at the scorer's table, no doubt, to check in for Kobe Bryant at the next dead ball.
Matt, the Lakers have some issues to contend with. There's no question about that. A lot of people are ready to give them a free ride, but right now, of course, the excused absence of Dennis Rodman to clean up some personal crises in his life. He's going to be fined, according to the Laker organization, but could Kobe Bryant, playing a lot of minutes and maybe in an undisciplined fashion, if it's to be that way, turn into be the Lakers' Achilles heel?
Well, it is right now. You know, Kobe's a bright player, obviously multi-talented, but right now he's just not showing a lot of maturity in recognizing what needs to be done as a team out on the floor. He's just trying to do everything on an individual basis.
Shawn Kemp going back rim over the top of Shaquille O'Neal. Cavalier lead is 9 after Bryant hit a couple of times. There Kobe now that time tried to force it to Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, with 3 white shirts around him.
And Glenn Rice is going to give Kobe Bryant a respite on the LA bench. Rice is back with his 13 points. Bryant will sit down with a total of 11 tonight. Now Glenn Rice on the front line with Robert Horry and Rick Fox. Neal and Fisher on the floor. Shaq down in his office on the glass and down over the top of Shawn Kemp. I think Shawn took a shot from Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, Shawn, a big strong body himself, but nowhere near as strong as Shaquille O'Neal battled as hard as he could, paid a price.
Without Andrew DeClerc on the floor, Shawn Kemp playing Shaquille O'Neal. Hey, Brevin Knight's got it going in the third quarter. Now, when you go glass with 1 jumper and then back rim and about 15 feet in the air and get the deuce there, you've got it going on.
We saw Danny Ferry get one of those back rim high in the air through the net.
O'Neal wants it against Kemp. Wheeling baseline. The power of Shaquille O'Neal. So big and strong around the hole.
Yeah, and Shawn Kemp just cannot push Shaq out that extra foot or 2 that you need to buy a little time to get that double team help.
Cavalier lead of 7, 73-66. Offensive explosion tonight at the gun. Henderson found Brevin Knight. Danny Ferry will triple. O'Neal sealed Shawn Kemp off the glass. It's the 14th rebound of the night for Shaquille O'Neal.
Cavs getting good ball movement, some open jump shots, but only 1 shot, not able to get second shot opportunities.
O'Neal wants it again. The double came, so Glenn Rice will launch the 3. Long rebound to Rick Fox. Fisher's got a wide open jumper that won't go.
Every time Glenn Rice misses an open jump shot, I'm shocked.
So am I.
I think everyone is bottom when he lets it go.
Yeah. It's that pure and that pretty when it comes out of the right hand of his. Wes Person ran off that slip screen, and he left Rick Fox in his wake.
And no backside help from Shaquille O'Neal. Fell asleep at the other side.
Wes Person was 16. He's 6 of 9 from the floor. A couple of triples involved in that, 3 of them to be exact. O'Neal, all with a push on Danny Ferry. And now Jess Kersey trying to intervene as Shaquille O'Neal took exception to some contact from Danny Ferry. So let's get a timeout and cool off. O'Neal and Ferry continuing their discussion. Brevin Knight using all the elements of the gun. Cavaliers by 9. The LA Lakers, it stands at 9 right now. Let's look at the extraordinary gifts of Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, over the course of a game, he's going to wear you down, being fronted inside by DeClercq in the first half. On the move on the offensive glass, hard to get a body on him there, and then scrapping for a loose one inside. Look out below.
Shaquille O'Neal sitting down here for the final 70 seconds of quarter number 3 with 28 points and 14 boards. Yet another double-double. Scott Foster just blew the whistle, and he has Corey Blunt, who was checked back in to give Shawn Kemp a rest for the Cavaliers, holding Sean Rooks. Let's take a look at our AutoZone game summary. The bench production tonight has favored the Cavaliers to no uncertain term. Cavaliers shooting extremely well tonight. Wes Person leading the Cavaliers scoring parade. Shaquille O'Neal for the Lakers, and Derek Anderson. What a bundle of energy he was after missing Tuesday night with the right knee contusion, with 9 second quarter points, some of it of the spectacular sort.
Well, here's an opportunity now for both Bobby Sura and Derek Anderson to, if they can get that floor spread from the top of the key, to get in that lane. Again, the non-presence of Shaquille O'Neal will afford some opportunities going to the basket.
Sean Rooks just bricked a couple of free throws, so the Cavaliers will hold the lead at 9. Anderson, Sura on the floor. Derek tried to turn the corner and had it stripped away. He wanted to come to Danny Ferry on the weak side. Sura, Anderson, Ferry, Seth Henderson, and Corey Blunt right now, and Blunt just stepped out and got hit with his second quick foul, so it's checking back in, and that's 4 personals on 6'10" Corey Blunt.
Derek Fisher at the line.
And the Cavaliers are over the limit here late third quarter, so we will get Derek Fisher to the free throw stripe for LA.
You know, Derek Fisher does a lot of good things. You can see when he comes off the bench, he's a feisty defender, puts good pressure on the ball, good on the fast break, can take it to the glass. The one limitation that he has is as a perimeter jump shooter, and when you're playing with Shaquille O'Neal, that's a liability.
And Derek Fisher only able to split the pair. Cavaliers lead by 8 as we come to the 32nd mark. Sura crossed over, tried to get to the hole, and had it stripped away by Robert Horry. Well, the Lakers now can just about use it all to end this third quarter, but before they do, it just me matter. Every time we've been ending quarters about the last 3 or 4 nights, if head coach has got a 20 available, he's going to take it. We've seen it every night. The starters have had large nights. Brevin Knight with 8 of his 10 here in the third quarter. Wes Person has chipped in with 5 of his 16. Now we got 2 seconds. That's the difference between game and shot clock. Winded it down in quarter number 3. Lakers will try to pull to within 6 and maybe to 5 to end this quarter. Cedric Henderson anticipated. Rice on the slash. Rick Fox will lean back and had it curl out. With 1 second left, Anderson from 47 feet. And that's going to end quarter number 3. Now the Cavaliers are going to take an 8-point lead over Shaquille O'Neal and the LA Lakers. The Shaq man is ripping things up here. Wes Person showing us his ability to slash to the hoop. And Brevin Knight gotten the radar working and been trying to deny that tonight. Shaq's had a large night, 28 points, 14 boards. But Matt Gukas, Cavaliers lead it by 8 to start quarter number 4.
Well, this will be a very good measuring stick for this young Cavalier team, trying to get over the 500 mark, playing against a quality team in the Lakers. So far, Cleveland has played a very intelligent game. They've shot the ball well, which of course helps, and they've done about as good as you can do with Shaquille O'Neal despite his big numbers.
Glenn Rice, that's a real tough matchup with that fadeaway jumper that goes. Johnny Newman on the floor trying to negate Rice.
Now that's a part of Glenn Rice's game that has improved over the years, in particular when he was in Charlotte, and also his ability to put the ball on the floor. He's not just a perimeter shooter. He has other ways to score.
Oh no, just an outstanding score in the game. Derek Anderson wanted to cross over on that dribble and got picked by Robert Horry. And Mike Fratello's not going to wait any longer. Shawn Kemp is up 40 seconds into this fourth quarter. Remember the other night against Detroit, Mike Fratello bought 13 minutes with Shawn Kemp on the bench. And Cavaliers actually outscored the Pistons.
That was mainly because of foul trouble. Shawn only has 2 tonight. And why not get him back in there while Shaquille O'Neal is resting?
Off the Robert Horry misfire, Bob Sura will start the Cavaliers away. Well, it's Bob Sura, Derek Anderson, Seth Henderson, Johnny Newman, and Corey Blunt on the floor right now. Sura thought about the 3, now tries to slash through the middle and got a whistle from Jess Kersey. That personal foul will be on the Lakers' Robert Horry, his first and his fourth in the first of the fourth quarter on the Lakers.
And Mike Fratello just made a good point to Shawn Kemp going in the end. He said, hey, get the guys moving the ball. We're starting to hold it too much. They're also starting to settle for too many jump shots, and that could be trouble.
Let's see if the Cavaliers punch it into Kemp here with Sean Rooks playing it with Shaquille O'Neal resting. Bob Sura turned that corner. And a personal foul is going to go on Shawn Kemp. That's 3 on Shawn. Let's take a look at our CBS Pharmacy numbers. This after 3 quarters of basketball. Cavs out shooting the Lakers. The rebounds are dead even. Both teams taking good care of it. Not a lot to choose from except the Cavs with 5 threes. Lakers haven't hit yet.
The Cavaliers not getting to the free throw line as they are capable of, but they're certainly making up for it with the 3-point shot.
Len Rice again trying to post up. Help came from Derek Anderson. Rick Fox attacking the rim. Corey Blunt stood his ground and will outlet to Bob Sura. Anderson banging around with Derek Fisher. Derek Anderson lost his footing as he came to the rim. Plenty of time left, still 10 on the shot clock, and Bob Sura got a whistle down there as he was trying to make something happen aggressively.
Well, Bobby has that feeling tonight, as he often gets, that he can put the ball on the floor, find his way into the lane, which, as we said in the first half, a good idea without Shaquille O'Neal's shot blocking presence in there, if he can get all the way to the rim. But there has been a tendency for both Bobby and Derek Anderson, when they get the ball in their hands, to hold it, and that really causes you problems at the offensive end.
Sura will split the pair from the line, so Bob has 6 tonight. Quite a nice floor game. Also has 4 rebounds, a couple assists, and a steal. Cavaliers lead is 7 now. A couple minutes into this fourth quarter. Rice again over the top of Newman until Kemp showed up. Rick Fox on the explosion, and Rick Fox will finger roll it home.
Pretty strong drive in there by Rick Fox, who's struggled with the jump shot for a while now. So he's thinking about dropping his head and go to the basket.
Cavaliers lead now down to 5. Shaquille O'Neal. Now it's Kurt Rambis who's the one that's buying time. Lakers have outscored the Cavaliers here with O'Neal down. And Bob Sura is going to get hit with an offensive foul. And Scott Foster got Sura as he put a shoulder down to try to clear off Derek Fisher. Timeout on the floor. Cavaliers lead is 5. Come on back with us now to the gun on Fox Sports Ohio. Third in a row and 4th in their last 5. And they're going to have to contend against the big man Shaquille O'Neal back on the floor with 28 points and 14 rebounds. Cavaliers lead is 5. Shawn Kemp starts his time on the floor in this fourth quarter with 14 points. Robert Horry didn't get it to stay down as he slashed to the rim. Shaquille O'Neal's jump hook from the dotted line will go. And look out now, Lakers back to within 3.
Cavs reload with Andrew DeClercq and Brevin Knight looking for a little poise and control right now. First 4 possessions for Cleveland to start this fourth quarter. 3 turnovers, no field goals.
Wes Person set to check back in a moment. Shot clock at 8. Derek Anderson's going to have to get busy. Anderson in trouble trying to duck through and didn't able to knock down that jumper.
Derek's trying to do a little too much right now instead of keeping the ball moving.
Anderson with a steal in the run out. Derek Anderson to float it up and down, and one coming from the line on the Robert Horry hack.
And that's a good way to make up for it at the defensive end and get the ball moving in the other direction for what looked like it was going to be a breakaway layup, and then a foolish foul here by Robert Horry to give Derek Anderson, a very good free throw shooter, a chance at the 3-point play.
This could be a 5 or 6 point swing around. Lakers had a chance to come to the other end to cut the Cavalier lead to 1 or maybe to tie it. And now after Anderson converts the 3-point opportunity, the lead balloons to 6.
I'll be curious to see how long Kurt Rambis keeps Kobe Bryant on the bench. You know he was not happy with the way that he played for most of the minutes in that third quarter, trying to do too much himself.
Now Rick Fox in isolation, backing down Derek Anderson and filling up the wheeling jumper.
That was a strong post-up move by Rick Fox.
Anderson right back at it. Cavaliers got to start getting others involved on the offensive end. Come inside 8 minutes now. Cavaliers lead it by 4. Anderson off the curl. And Rice up to pick off the Anderson miss.
And you can see the frustration on Shawn Kemp's face coming back. The fact he didn't touch the ball. Fisher turned the corner, blew over Andrew DeClerc. No whistle. And then Shawn Kemp had to watch Shaquille O'Neal with a right-handed spike.
Cavaliers timeout.
O'Neal with 32. Throwing it down hard. DeClerc got blown over. No whistle on the deliverance to cut the Cavalier lead to 2.
Now it's ring shot.
You've only got a minute. It takes 2 of you to win. Kids get
Especially explosive night for Kobe Bryant. He stays on the bench. Mike Fratello wants a touch for Shawn Kemp. Brevin Knight to bury that jumper, and oh, the Cavaliers needed it.
I think pretty much every slow time down the floor, Shawn Kemp has to touch the ball in some regard, but the Cavs have to start moving the basketball and moving themselves.
Brevin Knight with 12. 10 of them here in the second half. Last touch should have been Shaquille O'Neal. Scott Foster, telling Shaquille he did. It looked to be that way, and Foster gives the basketball to the Cavaliers.
And I couldn't tell either, but Andrew DeClerc did a good job of selling it. And he pointed it, I didn't touch it, I didn't touch it. And they believed him.
Let's see if the Cavaliers continue to go through Shawn Kemp here, thereby maybe open some things up for others. Kemp with that rainbow jumper that was halfway down and then curled out.
Well, Shaq's challenge of the shot made it a rainbow to avoid getting blocked.
Rick Fox looking at O'Neal. He'll back down Andrew DeClerc. Offensive foul on Shaquille O'Neal as Andrew DeClerc gets the slaps of the hand coming by the Cavalier bench.
Well, Andrew DeClerc at Shaq's mercy at that particular time. We've seen that call just be a non-call many, many times, and that's what Shaq is thinking right now. He had excellent position, just leaned in ever so slightly, but this is the time of the game when you want to start thinking about fouling Shaq when he's that close to the basket to make him earn it from the line.
4 on O'Neal. Kemp backing down Shaq. Shawn wheeled inside. It looked like he went underneath O'Neal's right arm to drop the jumper.
Well, he had to redirect it, no question about it. Shaq's long arm made him change it.
Shawn Kemp was 16. You hear the chants of defense emanating from 20,562 here at the gun. Kemp out on the floor, checking Derek Fisher. Over the top of Shawn Kemp, ill-advised for Fisher. Barely grazed the iron. Robert Horry just blew right over the top of Brevin Knight. Been a tough night for Robert Horry. A couple of silly fouls here in the fourth quarter. Watch Shawn Kemp go at this. Matt, you mentioned, watch him redirect it when O'Neal shows up on it.
This is a tough move. Shaq really working hard defensively, had the arm straight up. Really, it looked like no way that Shawn could get that shot off. Able to hang just long enough and move the ball over at the last second.
Now the Lakers have 4 team fouls against them here halfway through the fourth quarter. Cavaliers without a team foul yet. Keep that in mind, could be critical.
And here comes Kobe Bryant, along with Derek Harper on the floor now for the Lakers.
Well, Rick Fox will stay. Fox, O'Neal, Glenn Rice, Derek Harper, Kobe Bryant right now. Mike Fratello operates with his starting 5 on the floor. Kemp wants it against O'Neal. Shawn Kemp got pinned by Shaquille O'Neal. Got bodied too, but Jess Kersey would not accommodate Kemp. 5 block shots for Shaquille O'Neal. I like Kemp's aggressive attack though.
And he thought it should have been Shaquille's 5th personal foul.
O'Neal will pass out of the double, and Glenn Rice will splash a 3.
It's amazing how much even a better shooter he becomes in the fourth quarter.
83-80 Cavaliers. Buckle your seatbelt now. It's going to be that kind of ride coming down the stretch here. Cavaliers keep punching Kemp to take it at O'Neal.
Why not? Got to go through him.
Shot clock at 6. Brevin Knight found Shawn Kemp. There's 5 on Shaquille O'Neal. Or did Scott Foster get Glenn Rice instead? Bet he did. Yep, got Rice on the reach-in.
Well, Shawn gets excellent position covering up Shaquille in the lane, getting him on his back. Where did Glenn Rice hit him?
That's O'Neal's foul from me to you and back again.
See, referees.
I don't like that.
Referees shouldn't do that.
No,
they're aware of how many fouls Shaq has. You're right. That's wrong.
That's wrong. That's just flat out wrong. And I'd say that if they gave that kind of non-foul to Shawn Kemp.
Yeah, that's where referees get themselves in trouble, trying to determine who's got foul trouble, who doesn't, and who should be in the game and who shouldn't. It's tough enough for these young referees just to call the game.
Shawn Kemp will hit them both. Kemp with 18 tonight. Another warrior-like effort for Shawn. Cavaliers at 5 again. Now what does Mark Davis have? He's got Brevin Knight on a reach-in. First team foul on the Cavaliers.
And the Cavs not yet near the penalty. Should take advantage of these next couple of minutes to be extra aggressive defensively as far as going for some steals, trying to knock the ball loose.
Look at this tong war going on between O'Neal and DeClerc. Shawn Kemp said, all right, if you want to do, I'm going to get at least a good one in here. But he might, let's see if they got Andrew DeClerc first.
Well, that's a good foul because you wouldn't want to foul Shaq just with your second team foul and have him take the ball out of bounds. You'd rather wait for him to get into the act of shooting and take your chances with Shaquille on the free throw line. He's 4 out of 6 so far, 4 out of 5.
A 55%er on the year, but O'Neal keeps dropping free throws tonight. He now has 33. He can cut the Cavalier lead to 3. O'Neal will split the pair. And the Cavaliers with a 4-point lead will come back to work on the offensive end here. DeClerc starting out high against Rick Fox. West Person to catch and gun. O'Neal and Kemp will battle. Derek Harper to push. 17th rebound for Shaquille O'Neal. And he wants the basketball on this low right block. Glenn Rice will elevate and miss it wide left. We come inside 4 minutes left in it. Cavaliers lead it by 4 at 85-81. Cavs have held the lead almost entirely tonight. Led it throughout. Derek Harper on the reach-in. Cavaliers are going to the line. Lakers over the limit.
Penalty situation.
Man, we can pretty much document it from here on in as we look at Kurt Rambis, how the Cavaliers succeed or not at the free throw stripe might be the decided factor in this one.
Well, it's always an important factor coming down the stretch of the game. Also, how the Lakers succeed from the free throw line, in particular Shaquille O'Neal. This is normally when Kurt Rambis, or even when Del Harris was the coach, this is when they would like put the ball in the hands of Kobe Bryant to let him kind of create and have Shaq off the ball and try to do some damage on the offensive board.
Kobe has maintained a seat for much of this fourth quarter, and just until a couple of minutes ago when he got back into it. Cavaliers still have 2 fouls to give, though, remember. Rick Fox will sight up a 3. Brevin Knight's got a Cavalier board. Kemp is leaked out. Shawn Kemp will get to the line. He overpowered Rick Fox. Almost threw down Fox into the hole as he took it up strong.
A great catch in traffic, almost like a tight end over the middle. Shawn Kemp going to pull this one down, and I thought he got too far underneath the basket even to make a shot here, as he was already under the backboard as Rick Fox committed the foul but took a shot in the face.
Cavs have been successful hitting their last 6 free throws, and they've built the lead back up to 7 now. Shawn Kemp who went for 20 against the Detroit Pistons and came to the even 12,000-point mark in his NBA career. Kemp with 20 points and 8 more boards tonight in just another night at the office for the Cavalier leader. Cavs by 8, 89-81. Kobe Bryant being checked by Wes Person. Not going to give Shaquille a touch. Bryant with a lean. O'Neal with a stick back that wouldn't go. Kobe Bryant disdained Shaquille O'Neal, who had position on DeClerc.
Oh, he's going to take the shot coming down the stretch every time and say, hey, Shaq, if I miss this, you go get it. But that was terrific defense by Andrew DeClerc, bodying Shaq to make it tough for him to catch initially.
Shot clock at 6. Shawn Kemp went baseline, lost it, tried to cross over, and it's going to be Lakers basketball. Don't go anywhere. 2:46 left in it. Shawn Kemp and the Cavs trying to ring up the LA Lakers. Bryant took about 3 looks at Shaquille O'Neal, Matt, down in this low right block. Never went to him as we watched DeClerc body up on Shaquille.
Well, I think the Lakers are in tune to the fact that they don't necessarily always want to give the ball to Shaq in the 4th quarter. They'd rather play off him, run some pick and rolls where he just rolls to the basket, somebody else shoots, and then he gets to the offensive glass.
Cavaliers lead is 8. Revan Knight dealing with Derek Harper, who's using that off arm to shield Knight away. Rice to triple. Didn't happen. Bryant will run it down. Shaquille O'Neal. Rice to triple one more time. Didn't happen. O'Neal with a putback follow.
Now that's where Shaq can still score, still be effective offensively without really getting the ball and making his move toward the basket, where a team's basically going to foul him.
Shaquille O'Neal having a large night, as you can well imagine. But his Lakers down 6. Cedric Henderson rolling through the paint with a jump hook that fell.
Terrific execution on the part of the Cavs, which has not always been the case in this second half. That time, just good ball movement, curling off that down screen by Cedric Henderson.
We're inside the 2-minute mark. Shaquille O'Neal wanted to pass out of that double team, and Jess Kersey has Shawn Kemp with his 4th personal. Let's watch Ced Henderson. Matt, you called it excellent execution.
Well, and curl plays are so hard to defend against, as Shaquille O'Neal very slow, leaving Shawn Kemp to step up and bother that shot.
Lakers down by 8. Glenn Rice will come inside the free throw line. Rice has missed his last 3 jumpers. Cedric Henderson found Andrew DeClerc, who had it in his hands and lost it. Turnover Cavaliers. 80 seconds to go. The Cavalier lead is 8. 3-possession game right now. O'Neal from the dotted line and got the roll. Shaquille O'Neal with a monstrous effort tonight. 38 points and 19 boards. We're going to hit the minute mark. 2-possession game. Cavaliers by 6. Mark Davis just got Kobe Bryant fighting through a pick. The Cavaliers are going to get to the free throw line. 4 on Bryant.
Well, it's been a particularly frustrating night for Kobe Bryant. He's committed a number of those silly fouls. Was trying to take matters into his own hands offensively in the 3rd quarter, not looking for Shaquille O'Neal inside, which kind of got the Lakers into a rut. And then he went to the bench and paid for it.
Mary Person, down there in Brantley, Alabama. Wes is having a night for himself. I know his mom's enjoying. Wes was 17 and looking for 18, and then pushing the Cavalier lead up to 8 with only a minute and 2 seconds left. Crowd at the gun very appreciative. This sellout throng enjoying the Cavaliers' performance tonight against one of the NBA's best.
Halfway through this 4th period is when the Cavaliers stood up and started to show some poise, started to move the ball better. Did a terrific job from the free throw line.
Lakers down by 8. We've come inside 60 seconds left. Kobe Bryant found Shaquille O'Neal. Shot clock not a factor yet. O'Neal went front iron. Corey Blunt making it tough for O'Neal to get back to the basketball. And Cedric Henderson is picked off his 8th board of the night. This one's the Cavaliers to put away, and the crowd here at the gun knows it as Derek Harper reaches in and fouls Knight. Listen to the noise in Gund Arena.
Well, an appreciative crowd, and this Cavalier ball club deserves it. You know, when you're playing a great team like the Lakers, and you know, I guess maybe you don't say they're a great team yet. They're the capability of being a very, very good team. A lot of times you wonder, even if you're playing in your own building, can we beat this team? If you start thinking like that, you're probably not going to be able to do it. You have to know you can beat a team and come out and just play your game.
Cavaliers came out aggressively and in the attack mode as Glenn Rice will splash the long three. But the Cavalier lead is 7 as we come inside 25 seconds left. Shaquille O'Neal slapping on Cedric Henderson over on that sideline. That's 5 on Shaquille. Should be 6 if you count the obvious foul on Shawn Kemp that somehow Scott Foster saw on Glenn Rice about 5 minutes ago.
And evidently that was not just a little bit of a touch foul there by Shaq either. I think he threw a pretty hard forearm, and that's a big forearm. It's like a tree trunk hitting Cedric Henderson.
Shaquille O'Neal has had a large night with his numbers, but it looks like it's going to come in an LA Laker loss. Ced Henderson splits the pair. Cedric quietly has had a very expressive night with 11 points and 8 rebounds and hit a couple of big shots for the Cavs down the stretch. 22 seconds left to go. Cavaliers looking to go above the 500 mark when we come back. Cavaliers lead it by 8 at 96-88. Don't forget Fox Sports News primetime coming up at the top of the hour right here on Fox Sports Ohio. Glenn Rice looking to load up a 3. Dumps down to Kobe Bryant. Bryant hanging there and getting the roll with 12 seconds left. However, the Cavalier lead is 6, and Brevin Knight is going right back to the free throw line with 10.9 left on the Rick Fox personal foul. Matt, Cavaliers, we just talked about it a moment ago, came out very aggressively attack. I think you can go back to the first quarter that set the tone for this one when they came out and hit 9 of their first 10 shots and have never looked back. Now, it took a lot of basketball to be played since that time, but sent a little bit of a message that they were here to mean business.
Well, I think, Michael, you may say, well, when the ball goes in the basket, it's going to be a confidence builder. Of course it is, but again, you're not going to be able to shoot 8 out of 10, 9 out of 11 for the whole game. So you're going to have to weather the storm, find other ways to score. And you know, the Cavaliers did that throughout the course of the game. There were some valleys, as there always will be. But look, Shawn Kemp, when he was reinserted into the game, the fact that he punched the ball inside, or the Cavs punched the ball inside to him, was a big factor.
The Lakers are going to take a timeout. The crowd here at the gun saying, well, shouldn't. Down by 8 with 10.9 left, but that's the way the NBA game is played. We'll be right back. Cavaliers trying to take this one home as Glenn Rice tries to force a long 3 over Johnny Newman. Nothing but core. Wow, can the man shoot the basketball? That cuts it down to 5 as Rice just launched that long rainbow 3. Well, the Cavaliers are going right back to the free throw line. Is there any pure long stroker in the NBA?
You know, people wonder why you take a timeout down 8 with 10.9 seconds. That only took 3 seconds for Glenn Rice to get this shot off and get it down the net. I think it should have taken longer than that, and then a couple more to commit the foul. But what you got to think, if you're the Lakers, is they're going to steal that inbound pass and make another 3 and only be down 2 and then commit a foul. That's how you have to think positively. They're going to take a 20-second timeout after this.
Brevin Knight just continues. The Cavalier tremendous work at the line. 20-second timeout for Kurt Rambis and the LA Lakers. The Cavaliers, the century mark really is a magical mark for the last 2 years of Cavalier basketball. 23 consecutive wins when the Cavs, 23-0, Matt, when the Cavaliers score 100 points or better.
And in this day and age of professional basketball, it's hard to get to 100 points. There's just so few possessions, and the amount of turnovers involved, it's hard to get to 100. But if you're playing a team like the Lakers, who's the second leading scoring team in the league at 98 a game, it'll be a faster pace.
The Cavaliers, how have they done it? Man, remember we made the statement with about 6.5 left when the Lakers got the Cavaliers in the bonus with their 15 foul. Cavaliers have hit 17 of their last 18 free throws and 13 of the 14 in the penalty. Rick Fox's long pass sails over Shaquille O'Neal's head, and with 4.4 left to go, Cavaliers will inbound and have successfully rung up the LA Lakers. Only the second loss that Kurt Rambis will suffer as the head coach of this basketball squad. In this his 11th game with the job. Newman to play it in. Brevin Knight in the corner. Kemp's going to unload it anyway. You can book this one to the Cavaliers. A tremendous 48-minute effort from this undermanned basketball team without Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Shawn Kemp, Cedric Henderson, and the rest of the Cavaliers outdueling Shaquille O'Neal. Brevin Knight with another stellar performance running the show. Matty, the Cavs over the 500 mark, won 3 in a row and 4 of 5. This could bode very well for this young club going into this tough stretch of games.
Well, there's no question it's an uplifting win, a confidence builder and all that, but by tomorrow it'll all wear off, Michael, and you got to get